Hook. Did you know that 85% of jobs are filled through networking, and the same principle applies to building a successful business? Most entrepreneurs think success is about having the best idea, but the truth is, it's often about who you know, who knows you, and the foundation you build before you ever launch. Welcome back. In today's video, we're breaking down one of the most overlooked chapters in entrepreneurship, building networks and foundations. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how successful entrepreneurs build the relationships and structures that give their business a real shot at survival. We're covering 5 key concepts: why networks matter more than ideas, how to build your personal network from scratch, the role of mentors and advisors, how to create a strong business foundation, and how to leverage weak ties in unexpected ways. Let's get into it. Section 1. Why networks matter more than ideas. Here's something most people don't want to hear. A mediocre idea with a powerful network will almost always outperform a brilliant idea with no connections. Think about that for a second. Networking in entrepreneurship isn't just about collecting business cards or adding people on LinkedIn. It's about building a web of relationships that can provide resources, advice, funding, talent, and opportunities at every stage of your journey. Research shows that entrepreneurs with strong networks are significantly more likely to secure funding, find customers faster, and recover from setbacks more quickly. That's not a coincidence. Networks act like a support structure, the kind that holds the entire business up, especially in the early days when everything feels uncertain. When we talk about networks in business, we're really talking about social capital. That's the value you get from the relationships and connections you maintain. Just like financial capital helps you pay your bills, social capital helps you open doors. And here's what makes this really interesting. Your network doesn't just help you in the present. It compounds over time, just like money in a savings account. Every connection you make today could lead to 3 more tomorrow. So if networks are this powerful, how exactly do you build one from nothing? That's exactly what we're covering next. Section 2. How to build your personal network from scratch. Let's be honest. Networking feels awkward for most people. Walking into a room full of strangers and trying to make meaningful connections sounds uncomfortable at best. But here's the good news. You don't have to start from scratch as often as you think. Every entrepreneur already has a network. It's just untapped. Your former classmates, old coworkers, family friends, professors. These people are your starting point. The academic concept here is called your primary network, and it's the inner circle of people who already know and trust you. The key is to start being intentional. Don't just reconnect when you need something. Share what you're working on. Ask genuine questions about what others are doing, and look for ways to provide value first. Networking is a two-way street, and the people who give first are usually the ones who receive the most. Beyond your existing contacts, entrepreneurs should actively seek out industry events, startup meetups, online communities, and professional associations. These spaces put you in the same room, virtual or physical, as people who share your goals and understand your challenges. One powerful tactic textbooks and successful founders both recommend is called the informational interview. Reach out to someone you admire, not to ask for a job or investment, but simply to learn from their experience. Most people love talking about their own journey. This approach builds genuine relationships without the transactional pressure that makes networking feel gross. But there's one specific type of connection that research says is even more valuable than your close friends and colleagues, and it might surprise you. Section 3. The surprising power of weak ties. Sociologist Mark Granovetter discovered something fascinating back in the 1970s that still holds true today. Your weak ties are often more valuable than your strong ties. Strong ties are your close friends, family, and inner circle. These people know you well, support you, and genuinely want you to succeed. But here's the catch. They usually know the same people you know and move in the same circles you move in. Weak ties, on the other hand, are your acquaintances. The person you met once at a conference. The old colleague you haven't talked to in years. The friend of a friend you connected with briefly. These people have access to entirely different networks, different information, and different opportunities. For entrepreneurs, this means that a casual connection on the other side of your industry might be the one who introduces you to your first investor, your best hire, or your biggest customer. The diversity of your network matters just as much as the depth. The takeaway here is simple but powerful. Don't just deepen existing relationships, actively widen your circle. Every new person you meet is potentially a bridge to a world you haven't accessed yet. Now that we've covered who to connect with, let's talk about a specific type of relationship that can dramatically accelerate your growth. Section 4. The role of mentors and advisors. Every successful entrepreneur has a story about someone who helped them see around corners. That person is usually a mentor or advisor, and building these relationships is one of the highest leverage things a new entrepreneur can do. A mentor is someone with experience who provides ongoing guidance, feedback, and wisdom. They've likely made the mistakes you're about to make, and their perspective can save you enormous amounts of time and money. An advisor is slightly different. Advisors are usually brought into a business more formally, sometimes with a small equity stake, and they offer specific expertise, legal, financial, technical, or industry knowledge on a more structured basis. The best way to find a mentor is not to walk up to someone and say, "Will you be my mentor?" That puts pressure on the relationship before it even starts. Instead, build the relationship organically. Show up consistently, demonstrate your work ethic, ask thoughtful questions, and let the mentorship develop naturally. Programs like SCORE, startup accelerators, incubators, and university entrepreneurship centers exist specifically to connect new entrepreneurs with experienced guides. These are free or low-cost resources that far too many founders leave on the table. And a mentor doesn't have to be a billionaire founder. Sometimes the most valuable mentor is someone just 5 or 10 years ahead of you on the same path. They remember the struggle. Their advice is fresh, relevant, and practical. But having great relationships is only part of the equation. You also need a solid foundation underneath your business itself. Let's talk about what that means. Section 5. Building a strong business foundation. Networks get you in the door. But your foundation is what keeps you standing once you're inside. A business foundation includes everything from your legal structure and financial systems to your core team, your stated values, and your operational processes. These aren't glamorous topics, but they are what separates businesses that scale from businesses that collapse under pressure. Choosing the right legal structure, whether that's a sole proprietorship, LLC, or corporation, affects everything from your taxes to your personal liability. Getting this wrong early can create massive headaches later. Similarly, setting up clean bookkeeping and financial tracking from day one gives you visibility into your business health and makes you credible to investors and partners. Your team, even if it's just 2 or 3 people at first, is also part of your foundation. The values you establish, the communication norms you set, and the culture you build in the early days will shape everything that comes after. It's much easier to build a strong culture from the start than to fix a broken one later. Finally, document your processes early. Even simple checklists and workflows reduce errors, improve consistency, and make it possible to eventually hand things off and grow. Think of your foundation as the roots of a tree. The stronger and deeper they go, the taller the tree can grow without falling over. Close. And CTA. So let's bring it all together. Networks matter more than most people realize. You already have a starting point. You just need to activate it. Weak ties open doors your closest friends can't. Mentors and advisors can accelerate your journey dramatically. And a strong foundation makes everything else sustainable. Building a business isn't a solo sport. The most successful entrepreneurs aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who build the right relationships and the right structures at the right time. If this video helped you, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And drop a comment below with this question. Who is one person in your network you haven't talked to in a while that you're going to reach out to this week? I'd love to hear it. See you in the next one.